Hello, my name's Jenny Luscombe, and I'm a facilitator of healing and a very passionate advocate for self-healing. Today, I've got my friend Jackie volunteering to go through the parts work process with me. And currently, I'm on a bit of a mission to normalize this process and to empower as many people as possible to realize that this is a profound process that we can use ourselves when we have fragmented aspects of consciousness. So, what I mean by that is that humans often have multiple opposing aspects of consciousness that are operating and activated at the same time that are both valid. And this keeps us in patterns that are very frustrating and they seem like they're against us. And it causes us to have the brakes on, but the accelerator on at the same time. So we feel torn. One part of us wants to go this way, another part of us wants to go that way. And it causes very stubborn issues like procrastination, self-sabotage, indecisiveness, addiction, self-hatred. There's lots of different ways this can show itself in your life. So an example of this is somebody might have a pattern of I'm never good enough, but they also have a pattern of I'm too much. So if you're feeling like you're too much, but you're also not good enough, this leaves you on a very narrow tightrope walk where you're never going to get it right. So what we can do to address that is to use the parts work process, and instead of flipping from one side to the other side to the other side back to the other side, where you never hear what's going on for both aspects of consciousness, parts work involves going to both aspects separately so that you fully hear what's going on for this side of you and you fully hear what's going on for this side of you. So these aspects of your consciousness, they first became trapped in your subconscious mind with trapped emotion from different ages. So there's a younger version of you and an older version of you that set up these patterns. Now, in both of those aspects of consciousness, there's information that you need in order to move forward. So by addressing these aspects of consciousness and fully hearing what's going on this side and fully hearing what's going on this side, your subconscious mind and your body can then exhale and they feel witnessed, they feel honored, they feel heard, seen, understood. Once that's happened, those two aspects of consciousness can start to align with each other. So this is the process that I'm going to do with Jackie, but she has a different intention. So her opposing aspects of consciousness look different to that. So if you're interested in sticking around, let's find out what she's working on. Thank you for watching. Hello. So here we are with Jackie. I've already introduced what parts work is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to thank Jackie ever so much for this service to humanity, to normalize parts work and to just put it out there so that people can feel empowered to know that they are actually in control of their own consciousness and they can create change. So parts work is a beautiful process that we can use ourselves time and time again. So as I described in my introduction before, this is a process where you can be facilitated or facilitate yourself to work with opposing aspects of consciousness. So the aspects of consciousness that Jackie's going to be working with is a sense of, on one side, having her voice shut down and attracting people who solidify that pattern. But on the other side of her consciousness is an aspect of her that is free to speak up, and she is able to attract people who enable her to do that. So these opposing aspects of her consciousness have come from probably different ages. and they're both valid. So we're going to hear what they've both got to say. So do you want to say anything, Jackie, before we start?
No, I think you've covered everything there, Jenny, nicely. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to this, even if I'm a little bit nervous.
Okay, well that is fair enough, and it's not normal. It's not normal doing therapy on camera, but we're normalizing it. So right. So what we're going to do first is we're going to kind of get a visual of both of these aspects of consciousness in your mind's eye. So it doesn't matter if you're not particularly visual. Everybody uses their own senses. So you can kind of imagine what they're looking like in your subconscious mind. You can imagine what they're saying. You can imagine sentient, how are they feeling? Sometimes when people do this, one of them is a troll under the bridge and the other one is in a business suit. Sometimes one of them's swigging out of a bottle of wine and the other one's like on the laptop. But it's just like as well like a subjective form of measurement. So you can tune into them both at the beginning of the process and then tune into them both again at the end. And then that usually will show a shift of how you're perceiving those aspects of you. So if there's a shift in how you're perceiving them, there's been a shift in how much of that energy your body is still holding and how much of that energy has been processed, and then those parts can come more into alignment instead of being kind of like separated off in fragmentation. So for the purposes of this, we're going to use tapping, which is a process that brings down the cortisol level massively in the body. It enables you to communicate with your inner self. There's so much going on with tapping. I'm not going to go into that now, but it really facilitates this process. So just close your eyes, Jackie, and have a deep breath. And then imagine these two aspects of you as they currently kind of stand or sit in your consciousness. So you've got this part of you that gets shut down and she loses her ability to speak. And you've got this other aspect of you that is free to speak and to be who she is and to attract the people who facilitate that. So you've got two truths. Both of these truths are true in your body. Does it feel like you're able to get a perception of them?
Yes, I have two distinct visuals happening at the moment.
Okay. And would you like to describe them?
Okay, so on my left-hand side, I am seeing a cartoon caricature of myself who is, I don't know the word for it, but squatting for all intents and purposes, or sitting cross-legged with arms folded and plasters across her mouth in a cross. And that's on my left-hand side. And on my right-hand side, I have a cartoon caricature of myself again. But this time, like standing up really straight and really proud. And, with in the cartoons, you see the mouth open and the lines coming out of the mouth. So, great voice and depicting loudness and strength. That's what I'm seeing at the moment.
Wow, that's a fantastic visual. Thanks for that, Jackie. Does it seem like, as you're perceiving them, and you might not know the answer to this yet, but um, does it seem like they're aware of each other?
No, they're in separate boxes.
Yeah.
In fact, the one that's standing up has her back to the one that's sitting down.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me.
And that's often how people will perceive their parts. That what's happening here is that your subconscious mind is metaphorically communicating with you the the kind of energy that is in your body right now. related to these parts. So yeah, that's interesting. She has her back to the one sitting down. Okay. Does it feel to you like there's any strong emotion there?
Yeah, there is. Excuse me. Yeah, there is. Immediately for the one that's sitting down, it's like I can't describe the emotion, but I can give you like she's like this.
Mm,
Um, that's the overriding emotion that I'm sensing.
yeah,
That's the visual I'm getting.
yeah. She's protecting herself. She's shielding. Yeah.
Mm, yeah,
Okay. And is there any strong emotion coming from the other side?
there is, but I can't describe it just yet. It's not confidence. It's not ego. It's like I have the right to speak.
Mm,
And I don't know, that's not really an emotion. That's more of a desire, I suppose.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to both aspects separately. So sometimes there might be a bleed through, like one of them might want to get involved in the other. But what we're going to do is we're going to draw a very distinct line and we're going to try and keep this consciousness over here and this consciousness over here. So that's not going to solidify the fragmentation. That's just going to enable both sides to express fully in whatever way that works. So for the people at home watching, you can express these aspects of consciousness in any way that makes sense to you. You can paint it, you can dance it, you can sing it, you can stomp it, you can write it. Some people film themselves on their phone because having some sort of record of that, you can keep going back to, and the more you go back to it, and maybe you can use tapping or any other process that enables you to express, you can keep going back to this information and it will help you just bring more and more awareness to these aspects of consciousness. So even just going all in to both sides of this, it's going to help Jackie put her awareness and her witnessing on both aspects. That is already creating integration, which is the opposite of fragmentation. So when I do this, it always makes sense to me to start on the dark side because then you end on a high note. So what we're going to do is we're going to hear both sides. We're probably going to tap through both sides because I'm going to keep a record of what you're saying, Jackie, so that I can repeat back to you and you can repeat back to me. Um, and I'll because you're not really a tap. Oh, yes, you are a tapper, so you know where the tapping points are. So that's perfect. I don't need to go through that. So let's start with the version of you that feels like her voice is getting shut down. You can give as much detail as you like. And
Oh no, you mean I've got to do the tapping round? No.
it's funny how like the resistance like starts waving its flags around like
Yeah.
and the ego gets involved like when it can feel that you're about to do something important. Yeah, it's the same the world over, whatever you're trying to do. So I think for the purposes of this to start with, we're just going to stay on that tapping point there. So just have a deep breath and we're going to imagine that you're stepping into this aspect of your consciousness as if you were a method actor. So as if you were just taking that on as you, as if the other part of consciousness wasn't a thing, it wasn't even happening. So we're not going to make either side of consciousness wrong or bad. We're going to stay in the aspect of consciousness that you're addressing at the time. And sometimes you might need to pause, and that's okay. Sometimes it might all come out at once. There isn't a right way or a wrong way. There's just your way. So whenever you're ready, and it might help you to keep your eyes closed. It's up to you. Sometimes it helps people stay more tuned in that way. Um, You can express her as I, or you can express her as she, whichever sort of feels most natural. Or you could even interchangeably mix that up a bit. So I'm just going to make notes while you express this side of your consciousness.
So let me just ask you, Jenny, before I start this, when you say express this part of me, I'm just getting like a string of words. So if I just repeat those words to you, would that be okay?
Yeah, so sometimes people's expression does sound something like that. Sometimes it's a sensation in the body. Sometimes it can be kind of like very highly emotional. Sometimes it feels very flat. Sometimes it's because someone's expressing, okay, I can see them doing this, I can see them saying that, or they're thinking this to themselves. It's whatever you're perceiving, really. And so there really isn't a right or a wrong. So yeah, go for it, Jackie.
Okay. So I see her cowering, like literally cowering, like she's afraid. She's afraid that if she speaks, she's going to be shut down, or what she says is going to be used against her, even if she's speaking the truth. She feels like even when she does speak the truth, she's not taken seriously, or she's accused of being a liar when it is actually the truth. Um, when she speaks or acts on her truth, she is punished. Um, she's not given the opportunity. Every time she speaks up, she is literally shut down. And it seems that she's being pushed down and down and down and down and down. And she's having to fight really, really hard just to open her mouth and let the words out. Um, yeah, that's all I'm having. I'm feeling lots of nervousness, a lot of anxiety, a lot of um, feeling of past bullying, funny enough. Um, a lot of stuff coming up that is to do with childhood, going to school, not being able to speak up, being picked on. Again, it's all around the voice and standing up straight and having confidence and always being quiet. Even though I wasn't quiet, I was still shut up. That's what I'm getting so far, Jenny.
Yeah, well done, Jackie. Yeah, it's difficult. How is that feeling in your body? So as soon as the nervousness kind of kicked in, where were you feeling that?
Actually, just where I'm tapping on the thigh, this is the
Thymus.
thorax, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the
Thorax.
thymus. That's the
Yeah,
thymus point.
thymus point. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
right here around the thymus point,
yeah.
it's starting to feel really numb, which is strange. But when I was recounting and sitting into the subject, I could feel it in the bottom, in the pit of my stomach
Mm, okay.
and in the back of my mouth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just noting that. So sometimes the most powerful thing that we can do is address the situation somatically. So what you've got here in your thymus and in the pit of your stomach and in the back of your mouth, it's all one thing. So if you imagine it's in different places, but it's one energy that's kind of being activated right now, and it's unpleasant, but it's your body communicating with you. So would you be open to exploring the sensation and seeing where it takes you?
Yeah, sure, let's go for it.
Okay. And like you, if you get a memory or something connected to this, and you might not, because there is numbness here. So that numbness is another part that's come in to protect you. And that's
Numbness is
okay.
a
That's
numbness
okay.
is a very friendly feeling.
Yeah, yeah. There's so many parts. It's unbelievable. Okay. All right. So just have another deep breath and just keep tapping on your thymus. So we're going to have a closer look at all of this sensation, because working somatically with the body is actually the key to all of this. So we're not going to fight it. We're not going to avoid it. We're going to literally walk straight into this feeling. So just imagine, Jackie, that your eyes are in there and that you're looking at these sensations up close. So kind of like you're bringing your full consciousness into your body and you're having a good old look around. So you can see this in the back of your mouth. You can see this in your thymus area. You can see this in the pit of your stomach. So are you getting any visuals with those sensations? And you might not.
Yeah. The visual I got immediately, and it keeps on centering back there, is in the pit of my stomach. So the visual I'm getting, if I can describe this to you, is it's almost as if I'm sitting in my stomach. So we have our stomach, and there's this like sea at the bottom of the stomach, like little waves, so as if the tide's
Hmm.
coming in, and it's red underneath. There's the color of it's just red with an outline of black, if you will, and then a little bit of white. But it's a deep, deep blood red.
Hmm.
It's very, very red. In fact, and now that I'm looking in at the stomach lining, if you will, that is also very red,
Hmm.
like it's sore.
Yeah.
It's like the red that you would associate the hue of red with pain.
Yeah.
That's the visual I'm getting. That's what I got straight away. Then I moved up to my thymus point. This is just filled with a numbness, which is incredible. I've never pictured numbness before, but it's like a fog. It's like a very, very dense fog that you can barely see within a foot in front of you. It's really, really dense. But there is like, oh, it's a blue, but it's not, it's like not sky blue, not aqua blue, but it's a very soft blue that is like an overlay on the fog.
Hmm.
And it's just total numbness in the back of my throat when I'm looking, and I'm going up to the back of my throat again. It's like I'm looking at my throat from my tonsils, so I'm coming up my throat, and I'm just sitting here behind my tonsils, and I
Hmm.
can see my tonsils, and they are absolutely raw red, raw red. They are in pain, and my whole mouth is sore and in pain. So you can imagine it's just red
Hmm.
with, yeah, it's just red. Red is the overriding color and hue that I'm seeing.
Yeah. Okay. So the trick here is to be present with everything that you've got there. So like some people want to recoil from the sensation in their body, the feeling of the emotion, the feeling of the trauma. And that just makes sense. But what really works is if we can be in the energy of curiosity, a bit like Alice in Wonderland, where you're kind of moving towards it and you're kind of going, hmm, yeah, hmm. So kind of like a question mark. What is this? What is here? You're literally saying to your body, what is here? Show me. And there often is with parts where anger, and we're angry with aspects of ourselves, and that's just okay. So we don't want to make any of this wrong or bad. So it's just a case of witnessing it. And then when you do that, you enable it to change. So that may or may not happen for you today. So just close your eyes again, Jackie. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cough today.
Okay, so do I.
So what I want you to do, just keep tapping. And I want you to imagine that you are just watching. You're watching those waves. You're seeing the red. You're just looking at it. You're witnessing. And in allowing it all to be there, you're doing the opposite of what you might normally do. So you might normally recoil from it, go the other way, distract yourself. You know, people sometimes use addictions, people sometimes will use TV or whatever it is to not look at the thing. So even just doing this is extremely powerful for your consciousness and for your trauma. Setting up a communication style with your body, witnessing and observing has to create change in your system. And that's just how the body works and the subconscious mind works. So the subconscious mind is actually the body. A lot of people think it's in your head, but it's actually cellular. It's everywhere. It's all over the place. So just witness what you've got there with curiosity and imagine that you could merge with it. So imagine that you kind of like when you see on a film, like a ghost walks through a wall, if you see what I mean. Imagine you could just take your consciousness and kind of like zoom into it and almost put it on like a body stocking, put it on like wearing it like a jumper. So you're inside this these images. So it might not feel good. And if it feels too much, just step out of it again. Does it feel like you can merge with it?
Feels constricting. It feels like my breathing is being constricted.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm in, like as if you're, I don't know, in a very, very tight space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
just,
those are burning sensations.
yeah. So just notice it. Just notice it. And we're not going to stay in there for a long time, but just notice what it feels like to not resist it, to just let it all be there. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, I've got this burning and I've got this constriction, and it makes sense that I've got this. Given everything that's happened to me, it makes sense that this is here, that my body has recorded this like a tape recorder. And I'm just looking, I'm letting it be there, I'm not fighting it. It makes sense that my body would be showing me this. Thank you for showing me. So while you're in this experience, let's see if this can trigger maybe like an age, because sometimes people need a clue which age to go back to when they're doing their own inner work. And we don't have to go deeply into anything that comes up at all. But for information purposes for you, if you could imagine like a version of you, Jackie, for every year of your life, so age 1, age 2, age 3, all the way up to your age now, which one of these versions of you felt this exact same way? So, with these emotions, with these sensations in the body, which one of you, these versions of you, does it make you think about? So, sometimes it makes people think of an age, sometimes it makes people think of a specific thing that happened or a general way of life. What does that bring up for you?
I have an image of me being very, very young, young. I don't know, before I was 10, between either the age, I'm not sure, between the ages of 5 and 10, maybe.
Yeah.
or maybe younger. I could have been younger. I'm not sure, but
Mm.
I am young.
And are you able to elaborate on the memory? Like, what's she saying to herself?
Um, it's just a recognition of feelings.
Mm,
I was too young to understand what was actually being said or what was actually the actions, I suppose.
mm,
But it's just a recognition of feelings and a knowing.
mm,
There was a knowing behind it.
mm. Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. If that part of you could communicate something to you about what she's deciding because of all of this that's going on around her, because of these feelings that she's got that feel intense, what did she decide about herself because all of that was happening? And you might not know the answer to that.
I don't. I actually don't. I'm getting loads of conflicting stuff going through on in my head at the moment. I can't focus on any particular one.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, and you don't have to go further with this, but this is brilliant for you. So, at a later date after this session today or another day, I would recommend using tapping to tune back into this exact version of you that's popped up. Because any aspect of you that pops up when you're tapping and when you're doing parts work is holding very important information. So when you're kind of not on camera and you're able to properly tune into yourself without feeling like you're being scrutinized, um, go to her, go to her and give her a voice. So, I mean, you can already see how healing that would be to give her a voice. But yeah, and obviously, that's going to be a really lovely process for you to do kind of later on. Um, so that's perfect. So, Jackie, just go back to the sensation again. We'll just thank her for coming, and we're going to save that up for another time. And just go back to that feeling at the back of your mouth. Go back to that fog. Go back to that wave. Does it all feel the same as it did? Does it feel more intense or does it feel less intense?
That's very hard for me to express at the moment. When I'm visualizing the pit of my stomach now, it doesn't feel as raw,
Mm,
as in the red isn't as a raw red anymore, maybe slightly calmer.
mm,
The fogginess is still there.
mm,
It's as thick as it was before. There's an empty feeling in the stomach, actually, to be honest with you, as well.
mm, mm,
And back of my throat is there's still a rawness to it, but it feels clearer, if that makes any sense.
yeah, yeah, it does. It does. So what we'll do is we're going to tap and we're going to express what's come out of this side of your consciousness. So how are you doing there?
Okay, I'm just going to get a drink of water.
So we're going to tap through the points, Jackie. You can keep your eyes open or you can close them if it helps you to tune in. You know where the tapping points are. I'll guide you. Um, okay. So just repeat after me. There she is,
There she is,
this version of me.
this version of me.
Her voice is shut down.
Her voice is shut down.
She's squatting cross-legged on the floor.
She's squatting cross-legged on the floor.
She's a cartoon character.
She's a cartoon character.
Her arms are folded
Her arms are folded,
and there's plasters across her mouth in a cross.
and there are plasters across her mouth in a cross.
People tell her that she's stupid or weird or crazy.
People tell her that she's stupid or weird or crazy.
She attracts the people who keep her shut down,
She attracts the people who keep her shut down,
and she feels like her opinion doesn't count.
and she feels like her opinion doesn't count.
She's literally told to shut up,
She's literally told to shut up.
and I can feel her.
And I can feel her.
I can sense her.
I can sense her.
I understand her,
I understand her.
and maybe no one else does.
And maybe no one else does.
And I'm here for her,
And I'm here for her.
and I'm not going to fix or change her
And I'm not going to fix or change her
because it makes sense that she would be like this.
because it makes sense that she should be like this.
She's like this for lots of reasons.
She's like this for lots of reasons.
And maybe she's shielding herself.
And maybe she is shielding herself.
She's protecting herself.
She is protecting herself.
And it makes sense that she would do that.
And it makes sense that she should do that.
And I've come to help her.
And I have come to help her.
I'm helping her,
I'm helping her.
and she's helping me.
And she is helping me.
On your eyebrow point, she's cowering,
She's cowering,
like she's afraid.
like she's afraid.
She's afraid that if she speaks up,
She's afraid that if she speaks up,
she's going to be shut down.
she's going to be shut down.
She's afraid it will be used against her,
She's afraid that it will be used against her,
even if she speaks the truth.
even if she speaks the truth.
Side of your eye. And maybe she's called a liar,
And maybe she's called a liar.
and maybe she gets punished for her truth.
And maybe she gets punished for her truths.
Maybe she gets punished for her voice.
Maybe she forgets her voice.
And I'm choosing to be with her.
And I'm choosing to be with her.
I'm choosing to be with her whatever she feels.
I'm choosing to be with her whatever she feels.
And she's not wrong or bad,
And she's not wrong or bad.
but I know she feels like she is.
But I know she feels like she is.
Under your eye. If she acts on truth, then she's punished.
If she acts on truth, then she's punished.
She's shut down every single time.
She is shut down every single time.
And I'm choosing to be with her in this truth.
And I'm choosing to be with her in this truth.
Under your nose, she's just pushed down and down and down.
She's just pushed down and down and down.
And she has to fight really hard
And she has to fight really hard
just to open her mouth
just to open her mouth
and to let the words out.
and to let the words out.
Under your mouth, all this nervousness.
All this nervousness.
Of course it's there.
Of course it's there.
I'm just going to let it be there
I'm just going to let it be there
because it makes sense that she would be feeling that.
because it makes sense that she should be feeling that.
On your collarbone, all this nervousness.
All this nervousness.
How that feels in my body and hers.
How that feels in my body and hers.
I'm choosing to be with her in every moment that she feels that.
I'm choosing to be with her in every moment she feels that.
Because no one was with her
Because no one was with her
when she needed them.
when she needed them.
All of this anxiety,
All of this anxiety.
I'm choosing to be with her anxiety
I'm choosing to be with her anxiety.
and the way that it feels in her body and mine.
And the way that it feels in her body and mine.
I accept that we both felt that.
And accept that we both felt that.
Under your arm, all of this past bullying,
All of this past bullying.
all of this getting picked on,
All of this getting picked on.
all around her voice.
All around her voice.
All of this shut up energy.
all of this shut up energy,
And then on top of your head, this really numb feeling.
this really numb feeling,
On your eyebrow point, the pit of my stomach,
pit of my stomach,
this numb feeling in my thymus,
this numb feeling in my thymus,
this red feeling at the back of my mouth,
this red feeling in the back of my mouth,
side of your eye, these little waves
these little waves
with the red underneath,
with the red underneath,
with all of that deep soreness,
with all of that deep soreness.
this deep red,
Sorry, Jenny, say that again.
this deep redness
With deep redness,
under your eye, all this numbness,
all this numbness.
this dense fog,
Say that again, please, Jenny.
this dense fog,
This dense fog,
this soft blue overlay
this soft blue overlay.
under your nose. I'm witnessing it all for her
I am witnessing it all for her
because no one else did.
because no one else did.
No one knew how to help her.
No one knew how to help her.
Under your mouth, these raw red tonsils,
These raw red tonsils,
this really sore mouth,
this really sore mouth,
all this constriction.
all this constriction.
Thank you for showing me
Thank you for showing me
this very tight space.
this very tight space.
On your collarbone, this very, very young version of me.
This very, very young version of me.
She's too young to understand,
She's too young to understand,
but she's not too young for her nervous system to register this.
but she's not too young for her nervous system to register this.
I'm with her.
I am with her.
I've got her.
I have got her.
She's not on her own anymore.
She's not on her own anymore.
I'm not going to abandon her.
I'm not going to abandon her.
I'm going to keep coming back.
I'm going to keep coming back.
I've got her,
I have got her,
and she's got me.
and she's got me.
Thank you for showing me.
Thank you for showing me.
I can see your knowing.
I can see your knowing.
So just have a deep breath. And just keep tapping, if you can, on the center of your chest there. How did that go for you, Jackie?
Ah, I felt a couple of clearings happen there. I'm not sure what was cleared. I can feel something. It's like my voice has changed, but it's not. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
the voice does show you, like all the sensations in the body. All of
Yeah,
you is communicating with you right now. It's just a case of learning how to tune into that and translate it. But the voice
yes,
changing is always a sign that something's happening.
yeah,
Something
yeah,
good.
yeah. It feels yeah, it feels very clear in the back of my throat compared to when we first started.
Yeah.
Um, and I know from doing tapping that when you take a deep breath during your tapping rounds, that's a type of clearing, which I know I did. So I
Mm,
know that
mm.
happened.
Yeah.
As to what it cleared, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's brilliant, Jackie. Well done. And that was intense. Thank you for going through that. Um, yeah,
It's,
it's particularly for people from the law of attraction community. Sometimes it's a bit of a hard sell. It's difficult to explain to people that in order to heal, we need to go into the dark aspects. And people say, well, isn't that going to make me attract more of that? No, it's kind of the same as when somebody is an alcoholic and they have to stand up and say, my name's Bob and I'm an alcoholic before any healing can happen. And it's like Louise Hay will say, in order to clean the dirt, you have to see the dirt or whatever. In order to clean the house, you have to see the dirt. Like if you're skirting around something, you can't heal it because you've made it invisible. That's what the subconscious has done. It's like taken it all and hidden it from you, but it
Yeah,
doesn't mean it's gone. It just
yeah,
means you've hidden it.
yeah.
So yeah, so what Jackie's doing is she's getting it all out and having a good old look, which is the best thing that anyone on planet Earth could do right now in this time and space.
Very true.
So we don't have to analyze it. And even, with this process, you don't have to go deep as well. Like you can, but you don't have to. And how this works, like when Jackie's been observing the sensation in her body, it might seem like not much is going on, but this has to reflect in her external reality in some way, in a good way. So she will move forward working with this pattern, incrementally experiencing more freedom to speak. And she will notice more people come into her life that enables her to do that, and less people who disable her from doing that. So the working with the sensation is how your body has recorded the traumas and the difficulties. So it's the observer effect. If you Google the observer effect and look at kind of what was discovered through that, I won't go into that now, but it just makes sense. It just makes so much sense. So what we're going to do now, Jackie, is go to the other side. How do you feel about going to the other side?
Oh. I need a sip of water.
A bit of a roller coaster ride, this. It's what people don't do. They don't do the polarity all in one go.
No, and it's quite intense. I am getting a feeling of overwhelming tiredness, but I also know that that's part and parcel of the clearing. If I don't also know, but I'm assuming it's part and parcel of the clearing,
Yeah.
that you get this overwhelming sense of, oh, I could sleep now.
Yeah. If you think about it, like, we've got trillions of cells in our body. Every single one of those cells has been holding on to things from the past your whole life. So when you start to get that shoehorn underneath and you start to have a look at, what is this? What is this that I'm experiencing? And you start to observe that in whatever way, shape, or form, every single cell, like the trillions of cells, are all discharging at the same time. So that's quite a lot of discombobulating reorganization. I like to sort of think of the cells of the body kind of like an army, and they're all waiting for you to give them a command. And we're doing that all the time, whether we're conscious of it or not. Like we're waking up in the morning and then we're going, anxiety, please. Or we could consciously say, peace, please. But yeah, it's a practice like it all is. Okay, so just tap again here and then have a deep breath. And then let's just enable that part of you to go and chill. And now she's not going to join in with what's going on over on the other side. So on the other side of you, you've got this part of you. She's also a cartoon character. She's straight and proud, and she's got this loud and strong voice. Like you can see that visual in the image that you've got. She's free to speak up. And she is quite separate from this other part, and that's okay. She's actually got her back to the darker version. She's got her back to the disempowered version. So maybe she has feelings about that version, maybe not. But she does have the right to speak. That's what we're picking up on. She has this desire to speak. So, in whatever way makes sense for you, Jackie, we're just going to go all in to this side of you. You might need like a few moments to have that kind of flip of polarity. But whatever makes sense to you, just let her express in that way, whether that's sensations, images, words.
Well, the first sensation I got as we flipped over and I was flipping over to this character was an absolute burning sensation on my tongue, and like a very big like a steel barrier between this character and the previous character. Um, that's really as far as my imagination, my visuals, and my feelings. There's no smells, no colours, no nothing involved.
Mm. Tell me about the barrier. What does it look like?
It's steel. Um, it's thick. It's about 8 inches thick. It's very, very. It's like a very heavy security door,
Mm.
like with 100 bolts on it to keep it locked. Um, yeah, and utter darkness as well, black.
Mm. Yeah, okay. So does it feel like this aspect of you can say anything, or does it feel like she just can't?
Oh, Jenny, in all honesty, I can't answer that question.
Mm. Does it feel like you can't access her?
Yes.
Yeah. So what's happening here, nothing's gone wrong. Like lots is going right. So this big steel thick barrier that's like 8 inches, this heavy security door with 100 bolts on it, this utter darkness. This is what we need to focus on right now. And we're not going to try and bash it down. We're not going to bulldoze it because
Damn it.
if damn it, because if we did bulldoze it, Jackie, we would be bulldozing an aspect of you. So this is like such a beautiful lesson for everybody who's watching to hear. Like I've had things like that in my energy, and I still come up against like what's this gate like? Um, yeah, like people quite often will feel chunks of metal kind of wedged in their body, like in certain places. And it's, it is normal. I was just about to say it's not normal, but it is normal. We just don't know that these things are there until we go looking. So your subconscious mind is metaphorically showing us, okay, there's too many threats for her to speak her truth. Energetically within the body, there's there's a memory or memories, there's aspects that need to be looked at, and that's okay. So like it isn't a hopeless thing. This is a hopeful thing because your body is working with you. It's saying, here it is. This is what you need to do. So the resistance, this is what I always say, it's not the things that have happened to us, the emotion, everything that causes the most trouble in our life, that even causes our suffering. It's our resistance to it. Because when we have the resistance, we can't get to the thing. So your resistance here is showing itself to us as this big, heavy security door, which is brilliant. So what I want you to do is just tap again here and close your eyes and just have a good look at this door. We're not going to try and fix it, change it, kick the door in. We're not going to do any of that. We're going to observe the door. We're going to witness the door. And we're going to look at the darkness. And we're just making it okay that it's there. You can exist. We're letting you exist. We're thanking you for coming. Thank you for the information. That's what emotion really is. It's information that we only receive if we process the emotion. So as you're looking at this, Jackie, and again, like there's no right answer or wrong answer, like as you're looking at this, does it feel like the door has something to say? And it might not.
No, it doesn't. It's like silent and strong.
Yeah. Just tune into the energy of it as if you were going to do a diagnosis, like a diagnostic, like what is this? Like, what does this represent? Like, imagine going into the middle of that 8 inches thick, heavy, bolted door with 100 locks. Imagine going into the epicenter of that representation, go right into the middle of it with your mind and just stand there like Alice in Wonderland with curiosity. And then just have a deep breath while you're in there. Have a deep breath. And then imagine like wearing that like a jumper. You're merging with the door. What does it feel like?
I'm going to try and describe this to you. I'm getting a visual,
Mm,
and it's like I've become a compass. That's the best way, or a clock face. So I've got all the different points around my body. So like 12, 1, 2, all going all the way around. And each one of those represents a lock. And each one of those locks represents a time or an experience. And
mm.
each one of those locks is like a safe lock of all things. And it needs you know,
Like a
like an
combination.
access code or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Those old safe locks.
yeah, yeah,
It's like one of those old safe locks, and there's one there that's a digital lock, but it's one of those fancy ones that you see in the movies that's really sophisticated.
yeah.
So yeah, there's all these different spokes, if you will, that are
Okay.
coming out of me like like a clock or the spokes of a bike or a wheel,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So
seeing.
the door, like the door is not saying you can't come in. It's actually saying you can. There's a way.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe,
because
maybe we could try angel numbers like 222. How about 555? So
go on.
just like laughter at this point is brilliant. I can't tell you how much laughter when you're in a frequency of ugh, it's dark, laughter, you are like you're already changing the neuro pathways of how this sits in your body. And there are no accidents, as we know. So just have another deep breath and close your eyes and then just make sure that you keep tapping. So you're wearing the big steel door, 8 inches thick, like a jumper. Isn't it crazy the things that you say during these sessions? I want you to just be in the epicenter of that again. And you're seeing the clock face, you're seeing all the locks where you could put in a possible combination. Does it feel like any of those locks would be accessible today? Like, would any of those memory representations be accessible today? And it doesn't matter if not.
Um, yeah, when you started there, initially I was going sort of 12 o'clock, and
Mm,
then I was leaning over to like, let's say 3 minutes past or whatever, and there was a big spoke or a second hand, second clock, second hand going, ticking and landing. And it's sort of saying to me, yeah, come on, let's try this one.
mm,
Let's try this
okay,
lock.
okay. What's the code? Do you know the code?
I don't know the code. It's presenting me with a challenge.
And
I'm
what's
sorry.
what's the challenge?
Oh, it wants me to unlock the the safe lock. It's an old fashioned safe lock, one of those turny ones, and that you'd have to put, you see in the movies where they put the stethoscope, is that what they call it, on the door?
Yeah, I don't know the name of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they
This
they
is
they roll the dial, and then it clicks, and then you roll it
yeah,
back and it clicks, well,
yeah.
I just saw numbers there.
What were they?
I didn't catch them. Let me go back. Let me go back. So yeah, so you roll it and it clicks. I got 23. You roll it and it clicks. I got 22. You roll it and it clicks and I get 19. Ooh, freaky.
Yeah, but how interesting is this? This is so interesting. Just remember those numbers as well, because paying attention to numbers is a very good idea. And you didn't just say those numbers for no reason. So does it feel like you can sense the frequency of this memory that you're being allowed access to?
Don't know if you'd call it a frequency, but I think it has more to do with age. For some reason, age and experience are
Mm,
are the words that you know came into my mind.
yeah. So does it feel like you're in? Are you in? Have you busted it open?
Oh, hang on, let me just try.
I'm seeing you like this is kind of like a Wonder Woman vibe, like she's busting into the safe and she's deflecting the bullets as she goes.
Anyway, we've opened it. Okay, so I heard it click in my mind's in my ears. So yes, I can open the door. I can actually. Oh, I'm actually opening the door. It's
Hmm.
amazing what your imagination can do, but I'm actually opening the door, and as I'm opening the door, there's a flash, a flash of white.
Good.
Wow, it's blinding.
Hmm.
As I opened that door.
Okay, perfect. So this is like a heist on your consciousness, like you've broken through.
That'd be me.
Who knew? Who knew that this was going to happen? Okay. Right. So just have a deep breath while you're in there. Like breathe in some of that flash of white, that blinding flash of white. So just be in the energy of what's beyond this locked aspect. So now you're in there. What are you experiencing?
Oh, my airways just cleared up. My nose just literally cleared up. That's the sensation I got.
Hmm.
And I have serious sinus issues, and I can breathe.
Yeah, people often say that during tapping. They'll come for with a massive cold, and then by the end of it, it's gone. And they weren't even focusing on the cold. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's like it's like breathing fresh air.
Mm,
And I'm
yeah,
definitely not breathing fresh air because I've no windows open.
yeah. So just notice it. Just notice that. So what I want you to do while you're in there, and like there might not be anything required. Like this is the beauty of it because you've set out with this healing intention, and you were ready. You were ready to look at this, and you were nervous. So being nervous, you're basically telling to you're showing yourself that you're taking a risk for yourself. Like you've literally metaphorically spoken for yourself and stood for yourself just by doing this session. And you're going to be witnessed by many people as well. Like the healing aspects of this are multidimensional and they're not for us to control, as we can see, like in the unfoldment of it. So just be in the fresh air. Just be in the clear breathing. Be in the flash of light, which you might not be experiencing anymore. So while you're in there, like bearing in mind we've been led there by this um, aspect of you that does have the right to speak, and she did have her back to the version of you that was sitting down, that was shut down. Maybe she didn't want to communicate with that aspect. She didn't want to admit that that part of her was there. Maybe there's something, but we don't have to second guess it. So we've been led into this space by this aspect of you and her resistance. So this big door. So while you're in there, what are you experiencing now? Does it feel like there's any emotion
Oh,
or
tons of emotion. Um, Lots and lots of emotion. There's lots of memories coming back. And again, I can't really put this into words, but I am actually seeing the squatted me as well
Mm,
in the distance, in the background. I can. faintly see her,
Mm.
and I can see those particular moments which were choices. Um, it's a sad moment, very sad moment, but empowering.
Mm.
It's actually it's surrounded by lots and lots of emotion. It's like got layers and layers, like an onion
Mm.
of emotions,
Mm.
and it's not letting me see anymore.
Mm. Yeah, and that's okay. You don't have to see more than you're supposed to at any given time. Okay, let's tap through that and just to kind of, have another layer of expression and to, kind of give your body another layer of witnessing. And then we're going to have a look at both of your parts again and ask a few questions and do a bit of exploring. But yeah, we're almost done. So this is kind of like tying the bow on it, really. How illuminating so far, though. Brilliant. So just go to this tapping point, Jackie, and just repeat after me. There she is.
There she is.
She's a cartoon character as well,
She is a cartoon character as well,
but she's straight and proud.
but she is straight and proud.
Her mouth is open and she's expressing.
Her mouth is open and she is expressing
This stream of consciousness,
this stream of consciousness.
it's her pure voice,
It's her pure voice,
loud and strong.
loud and strong.
And she has her back to the other one,
And she has her back to the other one.
and she's got good reasons for that.
And she's got good reasons for that.
And she's not wrong or bad.
And she's not wrong or bad.
She has the right to speak.
She has the right to speak.
She has a desire to speak.
She has a desire to speak.
And this part of me has this burning sensation
And this part of me has this burning sensation
in her tongue.
in her tongue.
She's got this big barrier,
She's got this big barrier,
this thick steel barrier,
this thick steel barrier,
8 inches thick.
8 inches thick.
It's a heavy security door.
It's a heavy security door.
Maybe it thinks it's keeping her safe,
Maybe it thinks it's keeping her safe,
but maybe she's outgrowing that.
but maybe she's outgrowing that.
But we're just going to let it be there
But we are just going to let it be there
because it makes sense that it's there.
because it makes sense that it's there.
And I'm thanking this resistance for coming.
And I'm thanking this resistance for coming.
On your eyebrow point, this silent, strong energy,
This silent, strong energy,
this utter darkness,
this utter darkness,
this compass or clock face,
this compass or clock face.
side of your eye. There's a lock around.
There's a lot around.
All
There's
these
a lock around. Sorry, Jen.
all these locks around this clock face.
All these locks around this clock face.
I'm cracking the code,
I'm cracking the code.
and there's no rush.
And there's no rush.
One step at a time.
One step at a time.
I'm curious and I'm on an adventure.
I am curious and I am on an adventure.
I'm time traveling.
I am time traveling.
under your eye. This flash of blinding white light.
This flash of blinding white light.
Thank you for showing me.
Thank you for showing me.
This nose clearing up.
This nose clearing up.
My airways clearing.
My airways are clearing.
Breathing this fresh air.
Breathing this fresh air.
I don't have to understand what's happening.
I don't have to understand what's happening.
Under your nose. My body is intelligent.
My body is intelligent.
And maybe I've never listened to it like this before.
And maybe I've never listened to it like this before.
Under your mouth. I don't have to analyze it.
I don't have to analyze it.
I just have to observe it.
I just have to observe it.
And I'm present.
Sorry, Jenny, I didn't hear you.
I'm present.
Can you repeat?
I'm present.
I am present. Okay, yes, I am present.
Third time. It was third time lucky that. And then on your collarbone, I'm present.
I am present.
I am present.
I am present.
And there's lots of emotion here.
And there is lots of emotion here.
There's memories coming back connected to this.
There are memories coming back connected to this.
And I'm seeing the other version faintly in the background.
And I'm seeing the other version faintly in the background.
How curious.
How curious.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Because this part had her back to her before.
Because this part had her back to her before.
And now the other part is in her vision.
And now the other part is in her vision.
How interesting.
How interesting.
I can see all these moments that were choices.
I can see all of these moments that were choices.
I can see this very sad moment.
I can see this very sad moment.
This empowering, very sad moment.
This empowering, very sad moment.
All of these emotions and layers like an onion.
All of these emotions and layers like an onion.
Surrounding it all.
Surrounding it all.
Thank you for showing me that they're there.
Thank you for showing me that they're there.
I'm thanking this part of me.
I'm thanking this part of me.
For showing me all of this.
And for showing me all of this.
Under your arm. And then on top of your head, have a deep breath. And then when you're ready, just go back to tapping on the central point again there. Okay, so how did that go for you, Jackie?
Ah. Can I just go? Oh.
You can do whatever you like.
Yeah, it's I can't give you an immediate answer to that other than I know there was a clearing happening there for sure. Yeah, for sure. My breathing did clear up for a moment. My stomach feels better. The burning sensation has died down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for sure, there's still lots of work for you to do, which was presented to you. Here's all this stuff, like, here's all these portals for you to get in. But like this big door, like people will often come up against big doors and parts of you that seem like they're against you. And these parts are never against us. That door wants you to go through it, which is why it's there. So the message of the door is, Jackie, you've got this resistance. You need to go through all of these things, like in order to get through the door, in order to get your voice, In order to access your true voice, this is what you have to do. So this door loves you. Like all of these inner critics and parts of us that are protecting us, making us go numb, making us forget what we're saying or what we're seeing or whatever. It's all part of the same thing. And it's all aspects of us that want us to get to where we're going. And sometimes people come up against the obstacles and they give up. It's not because you're broken beyond repair. It's because you're healing yourself and you're on the right path. So, what we're going to do to finish off, and this is not going to take very long at all, we're going to call upon these aspects of consciousness again, and we're going to do that subjective form of measurement like we did at the beginning. So, at the beginning, the one that is free to speak up, she was standing very straight and proud with a stream of voice consciousness coming out. She had the right to speak, she had the desire to speak, and she had her back to the aspect of you that had the sticking plasters over her face. She was cross-legged. She was kind of cowering and protecting herself. So that's where they were. So just close your eyes and then just make your mind really blank. Just kind of like etch a sketch anything there out, like just kind of like make it blank, make it all white, like you're just blitzing it all with angel dust or something. And then just ask these two aspects of you to come back into your vision or into your sentience, however you're choosing to perceive them. And just take a little measurement of how they seem and what you're getting.
Um, they're not as strong like before. When I was imagining them, when I saw them visually, it was a very strong image, if I can explain it. Like the contrast was really, really high.
Mm.
Whereas now it's kind of faded a little bit.
Mm.
It's kind of like faded into, but with like into, mm, yeah, it's slightly faded.
Yeah, and are they appearing to you in the same way? Like, is she still sitting cross-legged
Yeah,
with the plasters across? Yeah.
yeah. Um, yeah, it's almost like the plasters are falling off, or they're not as sticky.
Hmm.
Mm.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Mm.
your mind is giving you something to show you. You've made a change here. There's something in motion. Okay. Is she still like of the energy of needing to protect herself, that kind of cowering? Does it feel
No,
like
she's
that's
not
still
doing
there?
that anymore. No, no, she's actually still sitting cross-legged, but her posture is a lot better.
Mm,
Her posture is a lot better. And as we're talking, the plasters have come off her mouth,
okay. Has
but
she
she's
got
still
something?
sitting. Hmm?
Has she got something to say?
No,
Now that's interesting that the plasters have come off. Okay. Is there any detectable emotion or thoughts that she's having that you can perceive? And there might
no, no, not a, hmm, not that I can decipher right now. She
mm,
probably does, um, but I can't decipher it right now. But it's definitely softer. That's what I can say for sure. It's definitely softer.
yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go over to the other side. So this other version of you, how is she appearing to you now?
Interesting. So this is really interesting. So I don't know if you know the trick with the book where you write, you draw all the various different images and then you can flick the book and it turns into a cartoon.
Yeah, yeah.
So I see her like in one of these little books
Mm,
and she's turned around and then she goes back to having her back to
mm,
the door, and
mm,
then she turns around and she's looking at the door.
mm,
So that's what I'm kind of getting there. And again, she's quite faint, or she's faded a
mm,
little bit, not much. But
mm.
it's the literally that's what I'm seeing is a book being flicked, and you're seeing all
What
the cartoon come to life.
what an amazingly creative vision you're having. I love it. Okay. Is there anything there that's detectable for you, perceptible, like emotion or thoughts? Is she saying anything to herself?
No, but I am getting the sense of hugs.
Mm,
A hug.
yeah, that's nice. Okay. And is she aware of this other version?
Yes.
She is, okay.
She wasn't before, she is now.
Yeah. Okay, this is fantastic news. So she is aware of the other version. What is she thinking about that other version? Or how is she feeling about that other version?
As we are talking, in my mind's eye, I can see her, that feeling of wanting to give a hug. She wants
Mm.
to give the other version, the cross-legged version, a hug.
That is so perfect. So sometimes people's inner children or people's metaphorical parts, like however they're appearing, sometimes at the end of a partswork session, they will still be like, no, back off, sister. Um, Sometimes you will have to encourage them to come towards each other and they still won't. Sometimes you can encourage them and they will come together and kind of, I'm going to shake your hand, but yeah, that's it. Sometimes they will just spontaneously come towards each other. So, like, I had a feeling that this might happen because when you were in the light part of consciousness, she could see in the background the other version. So, your consciousness is coming towards you to show you that you are starting to align, which is miraculous. You've had these fragmented your whole life. Just here in like half an hour or whatever we've been doing this, the awareness of the sensation, the emotion, the memory going there as opposed to not going there is causing alignment. So then they're not going to be completely aligned in this version because you've still got all of those like portals to go through. That's okay. We have to love ourselves enough to just keep going to make all this stuff a practice. So, shall we just like leave them to it? Like, what do you feel like, Jackie, is the best way for this session to be complete? Do you think your other part of consciousness over here would receive the hug?
Not yet. I think the door has just been, this sensation, this feeling and emotion. I don't know how to quite to explain it, but it's like the door has just been open a smidgen,
Yeah,
and you have the sandy up one going, just having a peek in,
yeah,
and sitting one down, looking at the door being
yeah,
open a little bit, and
yeah,
wondering who's behind there.
yeah. So just put your hand on your heart for a minute. Just have a deep breath. So let it all just be kind of unfolding without we don't need to fix or change or control anything because your body knows what to do. Does it feel to you like this disempowered aspect of you, is she aware of the other part, this chink in the door, this energy coming towards her?
Yes,
What does she feel about that?
there's curiosity, but also a little bit of being afraid of the unknown.
Yeah,
The
That's okay.
curiosity is overwhelming her, but the fear of the unknown is stronger.
Hmm. Yeah, how beautiful. I love
Yeah,
that she's curious, Jackie. Curiosity is the best energy ever. And the reason for that is because it's an open, expansive energy. I'm curious. I'm moving towards. I'm not going against the tide. I'm not going upstream. I'm going downstream with curiosity. So she's curious, but she's afraid of the unknown. So just send her the message. It's okay to be scared. I've got you. And you've got me. And all your feelings are allowed. Thank you for showing me. Thank you for being curious. I'm not going to abandon you. I'm coming back to see you. So let her be kind of, reticent or whatever the word is. Like let her be standoffish because she's had a lot of times where she wasn't in control. So we're going to let her be in control of her own reality. She moves in her own way at her own speed.
yeah,
So we're
because
going to let her.
she's got a lot of resistance right now. She's just like, leave me alone.
Yeah,
I'm quite happy where I am. Thank you very
yeah,
much.
yeah. Yeah, so honor her. Say, I can see your resistance, and that's good. Thank you for showing me. Thank you for showing me. I accept all of it. I want to know all of you. You're not wrong or bad for having that. We're here for you. So just let her sit in that. She's been accepted unconditionally there. She doesn't have to be a certain way for anybody. She doesn't have to speak a certain way, behave a certain way. She's just allowed to exist in her wholeness and fullness. And if that's in fear and curiosity and worry about the future, that's okay. So we're just going to unconditionally love every aspect of her. So this more empowered version of you, does she understand that version, that disempowered version? Does she understand her?
No, I don't think she does. I think that's where her curiosity lies.
Mm,
Her curiosity is like, why are you like this?
aha. I
That's the
can't tell
first.
you, like, this is so beautiful that they're curious about each other. Wow. I don't think this has ever come up in a parts work session that I've done. They're curious about each other. What did you just say there? How are you like this?
Why are you like this? Yeah.
This is like so interesting to me because this question comes up so often when I do this. And I think that this question in itself is really important because I think it's what causes the fragmentation. Why are you like this? How are you like this? So we've got a part of us that's like drinking the vodka, smoking, like self-destructing. All these terrible decisions are being made over here, blah, 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 blah. And we don't understand. It's like, why am I doing this? We don't understand ourselves. So all these things that parts work can help, procrastination, self-sabotage, self-hatred, addiction, they're all the most maddening things because we're like, what in God's name is happening here? Can't control myself. So this question, how are you like that? Like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on here? Like, all trauma is basically stuck question marks in the body, kind of like, what? Like, what did I say? What did I do? I don't understand. So it's a lack of resolution. So this, how are you like that is just a big clue for you that moving forward with this issue, All you need to do is have this part and this part move closer and closer to willingness to understand each other. That's literally it. And it's so powerful. It's so powerful. Thank you so much, Jackie. Like, you've
Sleep for a
confirmed a
week
lot.
now, Jenny.
You've confirmed so much to me as well about this process. Like, that question just keeps coming back, and it's so important for people to know. If there's a part of you behaving in a certain way, the way to heal that is for you to learn to understand that part, because that part has really good reasons for being like that. And all that part is crying out for is to be understood. And sometimes excavating that is not the easy bit, it's the hard bit. But, sort of like we all have to ask ourselves, what's harder? What's harder? Facing that stuff and like seeing, why don't I understand myself? What's going on here? What is that part of me trying to tell me? Is that harder than not doing that? Because I think not doing that, not going towards these parts, I think our issue just gets bigger and bigger, and then we attract more evidence in the world to show us that we need to do that, you know. But yeah, absolutely, absolutely amazing. So just finish off, Jackie, by the sending love to each other if they can. They don't have to go near each other.
Send
Just
love to
love,
each other.
love.
Oh, yeah.
Love's never a bad idea, whether the person
No,
is
no,
receiving it from you or not.
I've enveloped them both in a big love heart in my head, so that my imagination has got this great big beautiful love heart. It's pink, a pink love heart with little bits of green heart chakra running through it.
Yeah, how beautiful. That's so perfect. Thank you so much, Jackie, for doing this.
You are
Um,
welcome.
and thank you, everybody, for listening and watching. So I'll stop the recording now. Thank you so much, Jackie. Hello, thank you so much for watching. Oh my God, that was an amazing session. There were so many things came out of that session that I think anyone watching could really benefit from. The door, the resistance, it all amazing. Thank you so much, Jackie. So I hope everybody has learned something there, and realized that these really difficult situations that we can have in our life are temporary, and we've made them permanent. So if we can turn something permanent into something temporary, why wouldn't we? And we can do it ourselves. So I'll be doing a lot more of these sessions, and posting them on social media. So thank you, everybody, so much for your time, and thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you would like any further information about self-healing, then please get in touch with me at JennyLuscombeEFT.co.uk. Thank you.